All right, hello. I'm back for a few days at least, then I have to go deal with some more stuff and then I'll be back again. But when I sat down at the table today, I heard embracing the unknown. All right, and I think that's what we're finally doing, embracing the unknown, with the card that came out yesterday that said comfort in the darkness. One of the readers I like to watch on here, she says the future is unknown, or no, she says the future is dark, not because it's bad, but because it's unknown. And I like that. I like the way she puts that. So I think what we're finally doing, what's finally happening, is we're embracing the unknown. And we're embracing, having some throat chakra stuff going on, obviously, but we're embracing the unknown because, as she says, the future is dark, not because it's bad, but because it's unknown. And what that means is that we can literally create the future, right? So finally, instead of being afraid of the unknown and imagining all kinds of terrible things that could happen, we can start to imagine all the wonderful things that could happen, right? That's what I'm hearing as I sit down at this table. Let's see what the cards want to say to us today. I feel like we've had this title before maybe, but this is like a, 2.0 version of it, maybe? I don't know. I'll have to look back. I don't know if we've had this title before, but I feel like we've had. I'm hearing this is 2.0. All right. And this is coming just as we're about to go into the Lionsgate portal, of course. And look at the first card. What did I just say about, instead of imagining all the terrible things that could happen in the unknown future, we can start to imagine all the wonderful things. And look at this card, reimagine, define who you are and create who you want to be. That's a beautiful card to come out. So the next two cards I'm going to keep aside. Here, keep them aside. They're going to be used later, okay? Oh, geez, okay. Nourish and color. Interesting. Nourish and color. Okay, I'm going to get this card and then we're going to... There's things coming from those two cards, but they want me to get this card first. Okay. I just heard slow it down. Okay, there's no rush. No rush at all. Slow it down. Interesting. There it is. Okay. Look at that. That Lionsgate came out. Oh my gosh. And I just said, this is coming as we're approaching the Lionsgate portal. Amazing. How amazing is that, right? Okay. I wasn't planning on doing a Lionsgate portal reading today, but I guess I am. So this is preparing for it, okay? So embracing the unknown, version 2.0, and preparing for this Lionsgate portal. Okay, do you want me to bring these cards? Yeah, they want me to bring these cards right now. So these cards are going to talk about your resistance, so obstacles to your flow, and the secrets, your deepest desires and secrets that are a relentless push to freedom for you. Okay, we've had this card before. I don't know if we've had this card before. I know we've had this one. But, so we're going to talk about all this. And it's all leading to this, preparing us for this. Okay, so embracing the unknown. And this is, I keep hearing version 2.0. I don't know why. I must have had that title before. And it's preparing us for the Lionsgate portal. So we're going to start with the Reimagine card, which we've had before, so I don't know if I'm going to read the whole thing. And I know some of you may not have watched previous readings, so we'll see how much of it they want me to read. But it says, just as I said, when we embrace the unknown and we finally stop fearing it and we realize that, Instead of imagining all these horrible things that could be happening in the unknown future, we can reimagine the future and imagine all the wonderful things. And we get to define who we are and create who we want to be, okay? Because it's like a blank slate. Every day, every moment is a blank slate, to be honest. Every moment of every day is unknown, right? And we can create it. So it says, it is time to reimagine the stories you tell yourself. Ask yourself, where do I want to direct my life? What do I want to achieve? By asking these questions, you consciously shape your destiny, refining and clarifying your highest path. Now, trust me, I know that's not so easy to answer those questions, right? Where do I want to direct my life? And what do I want to achieve? Someone asked me that, gosh, must be at least 10 years ago. Seriously asked me it. It was a very successful person. And they said, you know, you need to know what you want. And I struggled for a long time with that question. Even struggle to this day with that question. Because it's always changing too, right? It's not stagnant. It's not, you know, as you achieve some of the things that you want, you have to figure out what else you want, right? And, or as you don't achieve some of the things you want, you have to go, did I really want that? Why didn't I achieve it? If I really wanted it, why didn't I achieve it? Why didn't I create it? Maybe I don't really want that, and maybe I want something different, right? So it's not an easy answer to questions to answer, but by asking the questions, you start to consciously shape your destiny, refining and clarifying your highest path. You can begin at any time, and there's no right way to start. That's like I said, every moment is a clean slate, right? Every moment is unknown. You may wish to take charge of your work life, relationships, hobbies, or education. There may be an area of your life that feels unfulfilled, a dream that seems unsatisfied, or a skill that is yet unrealized. Where you begin your reimagining is up to you. Over the next few days, practice visualizing what you would like to experience. And that's what we talked about in yesterday's reading. Before you go to bed, daydream about what you want to experience and how it feels, right? And this is all preparing us for this, okay? Let these visions guide your conscious actions. Your imagination is an intimate, co-creative dance with your soul. Dream and become your future. Shine your imagination and let it light the way. Okay, so now we're going to look at the resistance. Because, you know, resistance tends to come up when we talk about these things. So, obstacles to your flow. You have done the work. You have read the books, and you even have sophisticated explanations for all that has and may happen to you. However, you are yet to fully integrate the great work you have done. There is more to your journey as you bring your insights from your head into your whole self. You are justifying beliefs, thoughts, actions, or feelings that hold your deeper healing and desires at arm's length. It's time to hold them up to the light of the present and see beyond them. Open your heart and mind to who and where you are today. Dive into your truth, empowerment, and compassion. Resisting your reality is denying your growth and potential. Step out of stasis and bring your attention to all you want here in the here and now. Your mind and energy field can then reverberate with your soul's plans and possibilities. You may then see that life is not a test of your worthiness, but something worth embracing. Seize it fully without delay. It's interesting that it says it's something worth embracing. Life is not a test of your worthiness, but something worth embracing. And the title of this is Embracing the Unknown. Life is unknown, okay? So with these stories you tell yourself, right, that they're saying reimagine, and you've done the work, like they're saying here, you've done the work, right? But the work was to understand it all, to know it, to have a knowing, right? That was the work that we've been doing. And now it's time to do the work of imagining, okay? I don't know if that is making sense, but the knowing is the obstacle to your flow, is what I'm hearing. The need to know. Because we want to know things as fact, right? So we look at things and we say, okay, well, the fact is I can't afford that. Okay, sure. But imagine if you could, right? See how that's different? So when you go to bed at night, stop thinking, well, the fact is I can't afford that. And instead think, imagine if I could afford that. What would that feel like? What would that be like? What would that do for me? What could I do with that? You know? And, or, you know, the fact is, I can't lose the weight I want to lose. It's impossible. Okay, but imagine if it's not impossible. What if you could, right? So this is what they're saying. So the knowing, the facts, the understanding, the knowing, the quest for knowing, you know, who am I and what am I? And you come up with all these facts. That's actually the obstacles to your flow, because your flow is when you start to imagine beyond what you know. And I've said this for years. Imagine what you don't know. Okay? Actually, now I'm being told that is the title of this reading. That's why they kept saying version 2.0, version 2.0. Okay, so the title of this reading is Imagine What You Don't Know. All right. And I've been saying that for years. I knew it had some meaning. Sometimes I say things or things come to me and I repeat them, but they take on deeper and deeper meanings, okay? So now we're going to go to the secrets. Okay? A relentless push to freedom. What are you hiding from yourself or the world? Now, these are the things that you're afraid to even imagine, okay? Secrets eat away at your energy and limit full access to your soul's wisdom. We all have desires that we make secret or shameful due to external influences from culture, family, or peer groups. But when we push our needs, wants, and instincts down, they find ways to move through our resistance. That's why this came up together. And can surface in unpredictable ways. Repressed truth often creates denial, deception, or defiance. You may judge the very thing you are trying to conceal. There are instances where secrets or lies can help. However, in most cases, it is best to find a way to reconcile inner conflict before it hurts your self-esteem. Your soul will never judge you. Whether your experiences are good or bad, you still grow and expand with the world and the universe. Past experiences created this present moment and have given you a choice and opportunities for growth and self-awareness. You have nothing to be ashamed of. Bring your hidden drives into the light, and they will teach you who you are. All right, so I am having some serious throat chakra stuff going on with this. Yeah. I know why. I've been told for years that I should teach and speak. You know, be a teacher, be a speaker. And I've resisted that. But it is something that I do. It does appeal to me, right? But I don't even dare say that out loud until just now. And hopefully my throat will start to clear. But I'm still clearing it. So this is the kind of thing they're talking about, right? We have an opportunity right now to imagine what we don't know. So in the past, I've known myself to resist teaching, to resist speaking, to resist many things that I truly want, to push them down. What if I start to know myself as someone who is willing to create them, willing to be them, willing to become them, right? If I start to imagine myself as that person, instead of knowing myself as the other person, the one that resists, that resists my deepest desires, right? So there's probably many of us that feel the same about speaking, right? Speaking is a scary thing to do. Being a teacher is a scary thing to do. There's saying you actually know something and you're going to teach someone about it. That's a scary thing to do, right? That takes a lot of confidence. especially if it's something that's not concrete, right? That's not math, right? It's not 1 + 1 = 2. And even that can be debated by some. Not me. I'm not a mathematician. But anyway, so that's what this is talking about, okay? I hope it's clear. I don't know how clear that is, but we're to move over here now, I hear. So this is interesting, the color and nourish. So color nourishes us, is what I'm hearing before I even read in the book. Color nourishes us. So it's really interesting because, you know, years and years ago, gosh, must be 20 years ago, I had a dream of these pink curtains. They were the most beautiful pink curtains I've ever seen. And if you know me, I decorate my house with neutral colors. So when I had this dream that I was putting pink curtains up, and it was so beautiful. The pink was just indescribably beautiful, and I loved these pink curtains in this dream. So I thought it was so strange, and it stood out to me, and I looked it up, and, you know, pink in your, you know, if you follow Feng Shui, putting pink in your abundance corner can bring you great wealth. Well, where I was putting the curtains in my dream was the abundance corner according to Feng Shui. So it was really interesting. So, you know, I took from that lesson, or from that lesson, I guess, from that dream, that that I needed more pink in my life. And for a while I did add more pink into my life. And I love pink. But for some reason I always move away from it. So it's interesting. Color nourishes us is what I'm hearing. So pay attention to the colors that have called to you, or that people have given you, or that have come to you in your dreams, or whatever. And look them up and see what they're trying to bring to you, okay? And then the other thing is, see what ones you resist, okay? Because that's going to tell you something too. So let's see what the book has to say about these cards, but that's what I'm getting from those cards. Okay, so color is vibrational impulses and light waves. Your perception of life is becoming more colorful. You are opening to different colors and experiences. Color breaks up old black and white thinking and opens your heart to the beauty of life and love. The colors of the rainbow are variations of white light, reflecting the diverse experiences of life, and they are all valid. Each color of the spectrum has its own energetic vibration that stimulates certain responses and healing. Different colors mirror your current physical, emotional, and spiritual state. Your soul uses this mirror to communicate your need to heal or to embrace balance. Get to know what colors you are attracted to and the ones that repel you. You are love, and you are loved, no matter how colorful your or another's life is. Okay, and now what does Nourish say? Nourish starts with where color ended. That's so beautiful. Nourish color ended with you are love and you are loved, no matter how colorful your or another's life is. And it's interesting, as I read that, I remembered there's the card I have in one of my decks that says the only purpose, the true purpose, is to love and be loved. That's it. It's that simple. And then when I go to the card Nourish, look, you are love and you are loved. So you're already achieving your purpose, okay? So don't worry about that. So this image consists of your soul star, Gaia, the soul of Earth, and the divine cleansing that is expanding the love of all. Honor your temple, your body, for it is the physical manifestation of your soul. In doing so, you honor Earth, for she is the physical manifestation of Gaia. Don't judge your environment or your body. Just be discerning about what you focus on and digest what feels helpful. Gaia knows how grateful you are because you are here. She wants to remind you that worthiness and ease are your birthright. You are creating beauty, intimacy, and deeper connections with Gaia and your higher self just by playing on Earth. Feel Gaia's loving embrace everywhere. In nature, a backyard, a pot plant, or your mind's eye. If there is something you want to change about you or Gaia's body, connect with your soul and be inspired by a new path that will lead you to your desire. On this planet, all is forever moving into more and more love. All right. Now we're going to look at this card, the Lionsgate card, as a reminder of what's coming, the Lionsgate, August 8th, right? All right. Why am I looking at this? Okay. Interesting. Okay, they want me to read this. I was, deliberately looking for the Lion's Gate, but for whatever reason, I settled on the page that says Theta of Venus. And I just wanted to read it. And then I thought, why am I looking at this? This is not the right page. But then I heard, okay, read the first paragraph. So I'm going to read that. So this is not the Lion's Gate card. This is the Theta of Venus card. Attune yourself to higher consciousness by choosing to access the purest frequencies of love within. Acknowledge lower frequencies such as judgment, fear, doubt, or shame when they arise within or around you, but do not give them a foothold in your heart. You are ready for higher understanding, to see things in a new and more positive light. Allow your inner knowing to guide you on a unique, beautiful, and highly spiritual life path. Okay, now I'm going to this card. Your heart has a heightened connection with the higher realms of consciousness and light. A blessing, empowerment, and positive omen shall enter your world. Doors will open for you. Abundance and prosperity are headed your way. Take care of your heart. Ask for spiritual assistance, and it shall be granted. Something negative is going to transform into something very positive. The Lion's Gate falls when the sun is in Leo. Leo is the sign of the lion, the astrological ruler of the heart and the animal totem sacred to Ishtar. The rising of Sirius took place on the 26th of July in ancient Egypt, which marked the beginning of the Egyptian New Year. In modern times and different latitudes, the date for the rising of Sirius varies considerably. Nonetheless, the 8th day of the 8th month is considered especially potent, and when combined with the 8-pointed star of Ishtar, the numerical frequency of the spiritual portal or doorway that opens on the 8th of August becomes 888. The 888 frequency will stimulate your soul in its unique way. It facilitates a deepening intimacy between the spiritual worlds and the earth plane, an amplification of light and an outpouring of positive blessings for humanity. It is believed many, if not all, cosmic avatars who come to Earth as advanced spiritual guides hail from Sirius and make their blessings increasingly available to humanity during this opening between the worlds. This oracle brings a message of a breakthrough and healing, of a significant lightening up of your life, and the end of a deeply challenging cycle in your life. There is a special divine dispensation augured by the oracle of Ishtar's Lion's Gate, 888. Where hope has been difficult to find, or all seems lost, the light shall return, and beautiful blessings are destined to unfold in your life. There's a prayer here that I'm going to read aloud. May the enlightened heart that truly loves humanity bring forth the compassion, mercy, grace, and protection needed so all beings may gain spiritual benefit, freedom, truth, and peace. And this is important. They asked me to read, I'm reading not in order of how it was written. But Ishtar is the queen of the night, a dark goddess of loss and letting go. But she's also a priestess of light who holds the keys to renewal from suffering. She is relentless in her pursuit of the path to true inner freedom. She willingly surrenders her attachments and her identities, even separating herself temporarily from her loved ones, with such boldness and confidence that she crosses into realms where others dare not go. She experiences vulnerability, and in that state discovers deep truth. She is the capacity of the soul to integrate our experiences. After reaching the greatest depths of suffering, she emerges and is reinstated upon her rightful throne with even greater wisdom, spiritual power, and compassion. In a reading, she is the guardian and symbol of resurrection. You shall rise again. Those who have felt as though their identity or any other marker of security has been torn away from them are her children. They will find their way back to peace and prosperity under her auspices. If you have been suffering, this oracle indicates an end of the struggle is imminent. You shall be restored with so much more than you have lost. All right. So those are the cards. Now they want me to get these cards. Okay. We'll look at that. The Fool. New beginnings. Like, completely new. You have completed a cycle, and you are at the beginning of a brand new cycle. Okay? The Fool card is the first card in the tarot, in the Major Arcana tarot of the tarot. So it's the very first card in the tarot, and it is a new beginning. It is a clean slate. It is being restored to that innocent, beautiful energy where you are, not burdened by the past, and you are ready to embrace the future, whatever it brings. You're ready to embrace the unknown. Okay? And what card here? Oh, look at that. The Ace of Cups. This card talks about filling your cup. Okay? Focusing on filling your cup so that it's so full it overflows. Okay? So this card for me is about self-love. So this new journey you're on, you're embracing, is one of self-love, self-fulfillment, self-acceptance, self-discovery. Okay? Filling your cup with those experiences. Now we're going to get one more card I hear. They want 3. There it is. Oh gosh, look at that. Yes. The 3 of Cups. This is joy, abundance, and love. This is spontaneous, not planned, not formal, spontaneous, unexpected, unknown moments of joy coming your way. Okay, celebration and joy and abundance and love. Ugh, how beautiful is that? Wow, that is really beautiful. That's the opening that is being opened with this Lion's Gate portal this year. Okay? You've lived a colorful life. It might have been full of dark colors, okay? And that doesn't matter. It's time to nourish yourself with the colors, okay? And live an even more colorful life. And imagine what you don't know, okay? So let go of this obstacle, this need to know, because your need to know only creates resistance, okay? Open up to your own secrets, to being willing to imagine a life beyond what you've known, okay? To redefine who you are and create who you want to be, as these cards say. This is a beautiful time that is coming up. It's beautiful. So this reading is to prepare you for the Lion's Gate portal, which is in a few days. We're the 5th of August today as I'm doing this reading. So it's a few days. So you have a few days to prepare, to process this, and to be ready for it. Okay? And on the 8th of August, make sure to make your dreams and desires and intentions clear in some way. All right? And remember, leading up to this, daydream. Daydream as much as you want, as much as you can, okay? Especially before going to sleep. And I'm going to say it. So I keep hearing the old saying, early to bed, early to rise, makes a person, healthy, wealthy, and wise. And I'm not saying you have to go to bed early or rise early. I mean, that's the saying. And for me, that does work. But what I'm hearing with that right now is, as you go to sleep and as you wake up, imagine yourself healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay? And set the intention, I am healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay? Are there any numbers you want me to look at? None are jumping out. Okay, this one, the 310. Okay. Okay, 310. What does that say? You are one with your higher power. Know that you are loved and supported. And that's where they want me to leave it. What a beautiful message to leave it on. Thank you, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.